Oh, come, DivineZ Messiah, the world in silence waits the day where Shiranu is tier 6 and products flee away. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm GZone here. It is way past Christmas. In fact, yeah, I'm pretty sure at the moment of uploading this video, it's Easter. So, happy Easter, you products, pieces of shit. You deserve this. I'm just kidding. You guys deserve it. Today, we have Messiah in DivineZ post ban list. Yeah, this is not really a banlist video. This is kind of just for you guys, who don't know how to play Messiah and DivineZ. So today we're doing that, yeah. And we decided to ask someone who loves Link Joker a lot. Today we have Fade of Off.
I hate Link Joker. Don't play this clan. Okay. It's all you're bringing about is suffering for yourself and for other people. Please consider therapy.
Well, Space Jesus was here to take away our pains and sins. And today we're gonna go through it. It's a very simple deck. I mean, you already know this, but we strangely have never covered Messiah on this channel, which I find it very strange. But in any case, links in the description below for DivineZ Explained video and for our previous ChronoJet video in DivineZ, just so you're relatively caught up to speed. I think at the point of uploading this video, Messiah is also up. Not Messiah. Shiranui is also up, but I'm not too sure. I'm very sorry. Kind of busy with work. So let's go through this really quick. Energy Crest is Energy Crest. I mean, yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, you don't really need the energy and stuff. It's just that it's good for you to good draw going second. It really helps you in that matchup. Thank you very much. You can also play these new gun cyclers from DZ 1, the Fated War. They focus around energy, and if you discard them for the cost of right, right deck, you count +1 or energy +3 and draw a card. The second,
it's either you use that, you discard for the right deck, or you guard with them.
Right, if you guard.
The second effect doesn't matter because this deck doesn't persona, right?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an option for you if you want to speed through the deck even more, which is not bad.
Yeah. I think we didn't say. It's like the first skill is that if you guard with it, or you discard it for the right deck, you count +1 or your energy +3 to draw a card.
Yeah.
The second skill, yeah. So you're just doing it for the on guard and the right deck draw.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And Neon Messiah is our starter.
Yes.
Baby Space Jesus. Grade 1 Space Jesus. This is Asleep Messiah.
Yeah.
When right, you get the Messiah Crest.
And you draw one.
And you draw one. So it's the same. We've covered, I think, 3 strike deck sets in the same month now. So like, you kind of should know what we're doing. The Arousal Messiah, when your Messiah G unit strikes.
Your Messiah grade 4.
When your Messiah grade 4 is placed, which is basically strike, you can call this card from your soul, and then if you do soul charge 1. When this unit is unlocked, choose a unit in the same column this unit against them. Did I read that right?
Yeah, the unit that the other unit in the column.
The other unit called against them. Cool. Yeah. Alter Ego Messiah. It's exactly the same skill from 2015. I think it's the same edition. Yeah, this is my edition from 2015. Nice. So when you lock, when your genius strikes.
No, it just do the is when your genius strikes, count +1. You choose one. You choose a card. A rear guard from both fields, so your field and your opponent's field, and then you lock it. So basically, you get 2 locks out of this, but you also have to lock one of your own rear guards, which is why Awakening calls himself out. So you just, you can start your turn with no field, and then you strike, then you call your Awakening out, then you lock it for the skill.
Nice.
Then his second skill is that Generation Break 2. When a card is unlocked, maybe any player's card is unlocked, so +1 draw card. This is not once per turn.
This is not once per turn. So basically, you convert one soul into one draw.
Yes.
That's the entire explanation. That's it. So just understand that every time you soul charge, it's one draw.
Yes.
If you know how to time the unlock. That's pretty good. Our GZone, our Messiah Crest. Messiah Crest is just like every strike deck side crest.
Except the second skill is basically there to prevent any Link Joker toxicity, because the last skill says that when your opponent's rear guard is unlocked, at the end, during your end phase, all of your opponent's rear guards are unlocked, and all their lock cards are unlocked, and then they get bound face up.
Bound face up, not face down.
So they still -1, but they don't lose the circle anymore.
Yeah, so it's basically Vanguard 0 soft lock.
Yeah, no, I say Vanguard 0 soft lock is much worse than this. I wish this was Vanguard 0 soft lock.
Okay, alright, I see. But the rest of the skills is basically the same. It changes Alter Ego Messiah to a 13k base. You can't write any grade 3 that's not Messiah. Other. I mean, you know this already, right? You know this already. Our G-Zone, we also play Amnesty Messiah and Exodus Messiah. So we'll go through them one by one. Start with
Amnesty. So Amnesty is your normal strike unit. So basically, it's the one that you don't need to pay any special cost in order to stride it. Is when and its auto skill is that when he attacks, you counterblast one and you choose one G unit, then flip face down G unit and flip it face up. You choose any number of lock cards on either your field or your opponent's field and unlock them. And for each card that you unlock, you choose one of your you choose one of your rear guards. For each card that you unlock for this effect, that chosen unit gets 5,000 power. So you can only choose one to give one unit to get all the power. You cannot spread out the power. Yeah. So basically, it's sort of like Fate Rider, but like
Kinda.
yeah.
It's kinda like.
But it's faster because unlike Fate Rider, which is reliant on GZone, now you can just unlock 5 on your turn and then you can give a unit 25.
Amazing.
Yeah. But that's obviously the high roll, but you know. And Amnesty is still good, even it doesn't get a crit anymore. But you know what, against a crit?
Exodus Messiah.
So Exodus Messiah is like the ultimate strike for this deck. You have to discard. His discard call is that you must discard a grade 3 from your hand with Messiah in his name. And when he attacks, counterblast 1, GB2, counterblast 1, and you basically it's the same skills. Basically you unlock any number of lock cards on either your field and your opponent's field, and then all your front units gain 10k, and for each card that you unlock, you choose one of your rear guards and stand it.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just there as a safety net. You don't really go into it often, mainly just for the either to pressure people with the crit, freeze them at 4 damage, or you do it because you don't have enough self lockers to get the 5 attacks out. Which is why if you only have let's say an arrestor, or you have a closet client that gives you a lock card, you then can unlock that card, and then you're able to restand the rear guard on the other column. The front rear guard on the other column. So you still get the 5 attacks, even if you only have one self locker.
Yep.
So generally you don't want to go into this because 10k actually gets outvalued by Amnesty very, very quickly, especially if you are high rolling, but it's always a good safety net if you have the discard cost.
Yep. Moving on to our grade 3s. Our grade 3s, we play a copy of Alter Ego Messiah in the right deck. I mean, you've already seen this card, right? But let's talk about the rest of the cards in the deck. We play 2 copies of Alter Ego Messiah in the main deck. It looks familiar to our other decks so far. 4 copies of this guy. What's his name again?
I forgot his name.
And then 1 copy of this is the White Lightning Undulation Order. Can't forget his name.
It's the Messiah promo I think English is just about to rotate. English is just about to rotate out of this promo. Yeah.
Oh.
But it came out last year for Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah. So it should be relatively cheap, I think.
Yeah, this is our last year promo wave. So Alter Ego Messiah, we've already covered it. You already know what it does. We play 3 copies because we can't need it for the persona, so that we can ultimate stride. I think I've covered that well enough. Our copy of this promo, I really don't know the English name, so you can leave a comment below. I'll be very interested to find out what they translated this as. But this is basically the White Lightning Undulation Order. Its skill is that if you use it for the cost of strike, you can choose your Messiah, like your Vanguard and your Heart.
Either your Vanguard or your Heart.
The next time you use a CB1 skill, the cost is dropped by 1 counterblast, which basically means it's free. So it's really nice because it lets you use either Alter Ego for free, or you can use just either of the GZone cards you just covered for free.
Yeah. But unlike the Jet Order, if you can find 4 copies of this card, please play 4 copies of this card. Yeah,
because this card is much more influential than Footsteps of Time, because its second skill allows you to play going first. But we'll cover the whole thing, and you'll see why currently we only play 1. You can play this if your Vanguard is Alter Ego Messiah. You counterblast 1. And then you can choose a Messiah unit from your drop zone and call it the rearguard circle. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and lock it. That means going first, you have 1 lock.
Yeah.
Correct? And you also get
a revive one.
You get a revive one, which is very important because the Messiah card pool in this deck, the few that you do play, stuff like Arrestor Messiah and Sacrifice Messiah, they are very influential to your game plan. This is stuff you want to have on your board at every time interval possible. So having a card like this to recycle is good. We play this at 1 not just because of budgetary constraint, but also because we kind of don't want too many shieldless cards in the deck.
Yeah. I think,
but you can afford to play more.
Recommended you want 3.
2 to 3.
3 is a decent amount because having the 2 opponent lock is very, very influential. So it's also just having the safety net for your arresters because everyone loves to attack rear guard with Messiah. I love attacking race. And
that out of the way, we also have the other great 3 in this deck, which is this guy. His name I've forgotten. Very similar to our Shiranui and Chronojet DivineZ deck profile. The reason why we're playing this at a 4 is because if you use this for the cost of riding a grade 3 or striding, you can draw a card. very similar to the ones that come pre-packaged in your strike deck sets, but we don't want to be punished when riding up. Therefore, this is much more better in terms of allowing us to play going first, and we can ride into Alter Ego Messiah with no fear. Its second skill is when placed on a Rearguard circle if you're on a G unit this turn.
No, it's you reveal either a grade 4 on your Vanguard circle or your hand.
But you don't have one, unless you strike.
Yeah. So basically, like when you strike, your Vanguard is a grade 4. So you just reveal it. Then you activate the skill on the Rearguard circle, which is
charge 1 against them.
Yeah, so charge 1 and it gains 10,000 power, and then Guardian Circle, which you can't really do in this deck unless you play Seraph Pure Light.
What?
In the event that you decide to play Seraph Pure Light, it's like you can reveal a grade 4 from your hand or your Vanguard Circle and it gains 15k shield.
Nice, but generally speaking, it's just there for quick soul charge, 10k beater, and it helps you cycle draw.
If you cannot find this card, just play Astro Lobe.
Yeah, Astro Lobe is still virtually the same card. It's just that this one's a little bit. It trades off the power.
It's mainly just for the soul charge.
For the soul charge.
Yeah, and the soul charge can come in quite clutch sometimes.
Yep. Moving on to our grade 2s. Our grade 2s, we play a copy of Arousal Messiah for the right deck. 4 copies of Arrester, 4 copies of Closet Klein, and then 3 copies of Flattered.
B Hero. Galactic B Hero.
Do you know that heroes are really good right now?
Yeah, I know. They've always been good. Except now they're just disgusting. Okay, so we get out the best rearguard first, which is Arrest. No, actually, no, wait. Okay, so Awakening or Arousal Messiah, basically, like, you know what it does? It's just a free 10k body, just a free body to lock on the board, and then when you unlock it, it gives the other unit the same column 10,000 power, so you can never go wrong.
You can play 4 of him if you want, but that's to your detriment.
Yeah, then, now we have Arrestor Messiah. So Arrestor Messiah is virtually the application is about the same as Upstream for Jet. If you need an energy, which is that when he attacks, it gains 5,000 power. When he attacks, Generation Break 1, it gains 5,000 power, and then at the end of the battle that he attack, you lock it. You lock itself. So basically, like the lock, if you didn't know what lock does, it basically just you turn the card face down. You turn the card face down and it goes in the standing position. The standing position will matter once because of the G units that we covered just now, because they unlock the card in the stand position as well. Yeah. So basically, he's the strongest multi attacker because he's completely free. Completely free. Then we go to Closet Klein. So Closet Klein is the backup, like the value dollar version of Arrestor Messiah.
But he's better in the early game.
So yeah, because his skill is that if you have a lock card on the field, he gains 5,000 power, continuous.
Which means it does also work with our good friend, this guy. Because going first, if you have a lock rear guard on your opponent's side, he also gains 5,000 power. So yeah.
Yeah. Then his skill, other auto skill, which is that at the end of the battle that he attacks, if you have a Messiah, the Alter Ego Messiah Crest, you get to retire himself to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 card from among them, reveal it to your opponent, and then you call it onto your rearguard circle as lock. And like I said, lock cards are put on the rearguard circle as standing, which means that you get a free attack of that once you use your G units.
Nice.
Yeah, overall just very strong. And then of course we are playing the odd one out, which is a Galactic B Hero Flatten Sufri. But Flatten Sufri is also like just a really, really strong early game option for Messiah. Like, I've seen a lot of people say that, oh no, Messiah is cold, no early game, like just go second and wins. Like, if you go first, just concede.
And then they say, guys, we need stuff like the products to help us survive. Yeah. But you don't really need that.
Yeah, it's like, I can understand where they're coming from when they want to play things like, like the new order generics from set 2, and they play like Worlds, they want to play
seriously?
They want to play the base. I've seen people want to play the base in Messiah, the hero base. But it's all personal preference for how you want to tackle this deck. But the way that you've gone about it is that you just want to have a decent to middling early game, and then we just pop off very hard in the late game. In the mid game and the late game. Then Flatten is just there to slow the opponent's early game down, because her skill is that when she's placed on the rearguard circle, you counterblast 1, and you choose a rearguard in the same column as her and retire it.
Meteor Flare Dragon!
Choose a rearguard from your opponent's side of the field, the same column as her, and retire it.
Meteor Flare Dragon! Holy shit!
Yeah, just Meteor Flare. The second skill doesn't matter because we're not playing Aegis. Yeah.
I cannot believe they printed Meteor Flare Dragon in Brandt before Meteor Flare Dragon. This is life-changing information. Moving on to our grade 1s. Our grade 1s, we play 4 copies of Destiny Dealer, 1 copy of Asleep in the Right Deck, 4 copies of Sacrifice. We play 4 Perfect Guard as well. But I mean, do I need to cover that? And then we play 4 copies of Go Ahead! Mikani.
Yeah. So Mikani is the easiest one, because it's It's literally just on place for charge 1, and then his second skill is that it goes to soul to call a grade 3 Mikani out, but we don't play the grade 3 Mikani, so
Yeah, you don't.
So you just do as much of the skill as possible, then you just go to soul. So he's 2 soul for free, and early game is a body that you can just call, and then your opponent attacks into it, like whatever, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because at worst you just blind the skill.
So basically, like Mikani is the easiest way to fill soul for Alter Ego's effect. You really can't go wrong with him.
You can.
Okay, sacrifice is he's gotten sort of a nerf from his original version. I think his original version is still better.
Yeah.
In other formats, but we're stuck with this version. Honestly, I'm okay with this version. It's and then a battle hit boost. If you have in generation break 1, you lock itself to choose one of your Messiah Vanguards, and you give 5,000 power. And then if you have no face up counter blast, then you counter charge 1.
Yeah.
So he just gives counter charge for complete free, but of course it's only if you have all face down. So your opponent's damage denying you, but they've given you 1 CB, then they're misplaying. So don't give them. If you want to damage deny Messiah, just don't give them any damage. Don't even bother with the first damage.
Yeah, don't bother.
Yeah. Okay. It's a sleep Messiah. Yeah. So you buy 4 if you want your crest in premium.
Amazing.
Then of course you have Destiny Dealer, my favorite double rare from VEB07. So his skill is that it's basically the same skill as Steam Breath, is that he counts as when he's discarded for the cost of strike, he gains grade +2, so he counts as a grade 3. And also he act on from hand if you have a Alter Ego Messiah Crest, then you can discard him to search a deck for 1 grade 3 card in Messiah. His name will add it to your hand for free, basically. So he just trades himself out for Ultimate Strike Fodder, which is not bad.
That's really it, and it's nice. This one we play at 4 because Messiah is a lot more sensitive to actually needing the ultimate strike. Unlike previously we've covered Shiranui and Jet, where you generally will always get your hands on it, so you can play 3 rather than Messiah where you do need to play 4. Our grade 0s, we play Baby Space Jesus, Neon Messiah, 1 copy of OT, 4 heals, 3 effect draw, and then 8 crits. We are playing 3 effect draw, contrary to popular belief, because we actually want to make sure we can live through a grade 2 game / still get our pieces. Messiah is a very piece reliant deck, despite the fact that it's also a very draw heavy deck. So you want to just keep the momentum going.
Yeah. If you want to play Deca Corp, it's also fine. But I just found there's a lot of the games that a lot of the games go on so long that if you're forced to use Cursor Climb towards the end of the game, you are more than likely not going to be calling a trigger from that skill just to get the extra attack off.
So you might as well call 5k.
Having the 5k base, of course, will make a lot of difference as compared to the 4k base. But Deca Corp gives you the soul, which was never bad. But Deca Corp is more like an early to mid game card. Whereas like the 5k base will save you if it ever goes to the late game. Which DivineZ is starting to become very much stall late game format.
No more go first win, right? And then we have 4 heals. We play 4 heals, normal heals, because he's Messiah. Obviously this guy is
because you want to stop Blanky Maya, just play the crit heals, stuff to you.
Yeah, you can do that. And that covers our Alter Ego Messiah DivineZ Explained video. Honestly, I'm really happy with how this deck turned out. I mean, when you listen to a lot of the rhetoric online, you really think that, this deck has been murdered. Jesus was crucified again for our sins. We're gonna die. This is horrible. But no, actually, I feel that Messiah has reached a funny point where you have a good amount of early game options with stuff like, you can play White Lining Undulation, you can play this Strike Fodder, you can play stuff like Flattened Survey, and you generally still have enough of an early game, non-strike wise, to still do things. And at the same time, you still retain your heavy strike package with stuff like your Messiahs in name, your stuff like your Sacrifice, your Arrester. I don't think this deck is particularly bad, out of the meta, washed out, irrelevant, cost $0. No,
I mean, to be honest,
I don't think so.
This deck has been high rogue for a very long time. So I think generally you just play it for personal enjoyment. But, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think it's a bit controversial to say that oh my god, a strike deck set is so mid on release. Oh my god, it should be stronger. It's why did Shiranui get so strong and then Messiah just like that? Yeah. It's obviously they didn't do the best job in terms of balancing on the strike deck sets. But then overall, it's the silver lining is that if it's mid or it's not topping every event, maybe it's never gonna get a ban list. It's never gonna get a ban that actually
directly
directly banned.
And the funny part is that strike deck sets don't really need to be format warping. Like
I mean, the problem is that they've all been
so far every release wave has always had one, except Messiah. Yeah, so
so it's like it's just weird.
I do prefer it this way. I do hope in the future strike deck sets are good, but not like format terraforming. I do think it needs to be a middle ground.
Yeah, but I feel like
Messiah is a bit lower than the middle ground.
Messiah probably he needs to get more support. Right?
So
he needs a lot more support.
Honestly, if you can pick up the early game options that we've mentioned throughout this video, I think you still have a decent good chance to play relatively safe in the tournament. But don't expect this guy to beat Zoganatia. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.